Ba-dum, ba-dum, cha cha cha. Our guest that we're about to introduce is a gentleman who you all know. That goes without question. This is the only man in show business whose luggage is marked anywhere. Mr. Bob Hope, ladies and gentlemen.
What'd you say? What'd you say? I gotta remember that.
That's nice. That's nice.
L'Chaim? What was that? Oh, two of a kind. Thank you, Dal.
Get a load of this, folks.
What'd she say?
Two of the greatest on the stage.
Oh. I didn't know you were that
She's still
great.
on. Thank you. That's very nice of you, dear. Can we try now? Robert, welcome to the East.
Thank you, sir.
You've been running around for a change.
I have. I've been in Washington, and you're doing well. I hear the cab driver told me.
That's where you're going to find out.
They're the guys. They know. They run the town, don't they?
Yeah, they yell hi to you, you know you're still okay. But
Yes,
when they
sir.
pass by and then run over your foot, you know you're in trouble.
Yes, sir, but they run this whole town. Lindsay thinks he does. But these cats have got it. Really. And I was so amazed, you know, that I ran into such a traffic jam. I didn't know they had an Italian-American civil rights parade. Did you see that? I thought it was an annual outing of the George Raff fan club. I have never seen... No.
I never smelled so much vinegar and oil in my life.
Wow. They were lassoing people with spaghetti. I have never...
You're going for the A stuff
meatball
tonight,
the whole
are you?
bit.
Yes.
Really, I've never... And they all stopped at Doubleday and autographed copies of The Godfather. Did you know that? They were all there. And you know, they're mad at the FBI because they've been bugging them, the Italian. They've been arresting so many fellas with Italian names. And I think that that's an outrage. I really do. That they've been arresting so many fellas with Italian names. I've got to slow down. I tell you one thing, because... Dean Martin was in the parade. I waved at him, and he waved back. But, that's what they like. That's what he feels. 1945.
I have a note here. Now,
Do you know that the Italians... I didn't get your name.
I'm
do you know the Italians are the largest ethnic group in this town? Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I thought our people had it.
I did too, and I'm changing agents. I am, sir. I am, sir, really. And the Irish aren't here anymore. They're all fighting in Belfast. Why aren't you? No,
Are you Irish, Ed? No, not necessarily.
Yes.
Well, yes, sure.
I love that.
I didn't know that. Not necessarily.
Avid wrestler. Beautiful. Well, what about the
Robert, let me ask you something.
What?
You're going to Washington for the July 4th?
I am. I was in Washington this morning, and I was on with a fellow that missed the Italian-American parade because he was there with me on the Today Show, Joe Garagiola, one of the great guys of our business. Joe's a great guy, and
He'll
we did
be
a
on our show this week.
Yeah, well, Joe's swell, and we did a show on a piece on the Today Show before our eyes were open. I never thought I'd ever get up, because I got up at 7:30, and they just poured a little oatmeal through my hair and pulled me out of that showroom. You know, I mean, you get out. I can't handle that because I'm on coast time, and I got to have them pump a little adrenaline into me to get me up. But we were up and doing the whole thing, and it turned out pretty nice.
You think that this difficulty in getting up now, Bob, is because you're eligible for Medicare?
That's a nasty thing to say after I carried you through Paramount all those years.
Hey, I got some news for you. I'm catching up. You know that, don't you?
No, you sure are. Listen, let me tell you.
No, you sure
You got
are.
a hell of a fan out there. I want to tell you.
She bought all the ticket to my last picture.
Jerry, we went through the good days, I think, at Paramount before they started doing these kind of pictures. You know, Myra Breckenridge, I saw a little piece of that, and they got Christine Jorgensen now, which is the same. It's fun now seeing those pictures, kind of guess who's going to wind up the leading lady.
No,
Isn't that
but
great?
what Bob was talking about, we had, Bob was at Paramount for 10 or 15 years, and he was taking good care of the store. And then Dean and I came to Paramount
And loused it up.
and loused it up. But we made movies.
You made them.
We made, all of us
sure
made
did.
just movies. And the lovely thing is that I see them on now. I see Casanova, and I see Buttons and Bows.
Oh, jeez.
And the pictures that were movies.
And I can't accept some of these parts because I'm not going to strip for any kind of money. I just will not, and I'd hate to see Crosby go nude. Wouldn't that be awful? Can
That
you
would be
imagine?
a little sticky, yeah. A little sticky.
Can you imagine him taking off his foundation and flabbing everybody to death in the studio? It's liable to happen in television, so get in shape, Daddy.
I'm curious. Robert,
I can
think
see
that...
Ed Sullivan's coming on saying, there's a big one tonight, folks, huh? What'd you say? Let me tell you.
He said,
No, wait a minute.
Bob said it.
Wait a minute.
Hope said it. Oh, yes, this fine, clean American said it right here, dirty old man.
There's the ventriloquist in the hall.
Robert, I want to ask you something. I can't refer to the notes. I really have to ask you because we've known one another for a long time, and we haven't had that much chance to converse because you're always moving.
That's right.
But what's happening with the young people? How do you find them today?
Well, I find them great, Jerry. I really do. Now, I've been around. I was in Abilene, Texas, Saturday. You travel a lot.
Yeah.
But I play a lot of colleges, and I've been playing a lot of colleges for the past few years. And I want to tell you that I would say that 95% of the kids today are in very, very good shape. But it just bugged me. I'm not kidding about that.
What I tell you. We were discussing the percentages, and the percentages were 95 or 97%. And that we are hearing about what is literally 3 or 5% of the garbage.
Yeah, because you got to get the provocative stuff.
You're
playing
Your
whose
tune.
theme?
We'll be right back.
The
Please
money.
excuse
Play
us,
the
Robert.
bank.
Yeah,
thing.
this is the money.
Go with the money.
Here's
I love
Dee
him
Dee Adams.
protecting the commercials.
Yeah,
now.
you know how
Oh,
crazy
God.
The minute you walk in the joint, you're right in style when you're in Muriel's company. Hey, big spender, spend a little dime with me.
Muriel Magnum, Coronas, and Panatella Extra. Join the Muriel Mild crowd. Pick one up and smoke it sometime.
Muriel presents a bunch of small commercials for a bunch of small cigars. Muriel Coronel.
Muriel Mint and Menthol.
Muriel Airtip! Chipolette Burgundy. Chipolette Cherry.
Chipolette Natural.
Chipolette Wild Blueberry.
Muriel makes more different kinds of small cigars than anybody. Muriel, the big name in small cigars.
Season after season after season after season. One long year, one short year, made up of so many moments, so many memories, memories you can catch in pictures. A year goes by, and yet you too can hold all those moments in your hand. For clear, colorful, lasting pictures, pictures you'll love to look at for years to come. Be sure you use Kodak film. It does make a difference.
Elvis Presley stars in Frankie and Johnny tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central Time.
What's in Arid Extra Dry that makes it so effective?
Aluminum chlorhydrate.
Right, and Arid found a way to put it into a spray. It's the one spray ingredient that helps stop perspiration wetness best.
That must be why I use it, I guess. I like the way it works anyway.
Regular, or for protection without adding another fragrance, new unscented.
I use the unscented. I don't like to smell, too pretty.
Use Arid Extra Dry every day, to be sure.
I believe Americans care about children, other people's, as well as our own. I represent Americans for Children's Relief. We got together to help children caught in the Nigeria-Biafra war, and today we're helping to reconstruct the lives of those children. Our voluntary group is non-political, non-profit, and pro-children everywhere. Please send your contribution to Americans for Children's Relief, Box 4030, Church Street Station, New York City. Thank you.
Award-winning news nightly at 6 and 11. Visit Skyline Caverns, Front Royal, Virginia, closest caverns to Washington. Delightfully cool, only caverns with anthodites. Take Interstate 66 off the Capitol Beltway.
That's some band. You know what I'm sorry about? That the audience doesn't hear how this thing cooks during that 2-3 minute break. Tommy Newsom in the orchestra, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy, beautiful. We are back now, ladies and gentlemen, with our honored guest, Mr. Robert Hope. Bob, who's the cast in Washington? Who are the people that are going to appear at the show?
Well, they got a tremendous cast with Jack Benny and Les Brown, of course, and Glenn Campbell, Red Skelton, Teresa Graves, Connie Stevens, Dinah Shore, on and on, Lionel Hampton. Fabulous show. They're all over the place, you know, and we got a girl from down there, Roberta Flack, who's a big smash now. Something like this gal singer you had on here, you know?
Was she something else?
Yeah, she's great. And this is a big Washington star. And now we're having the kids, the Impact of Brass, you know, from Florida University, and the Gold Diggers, and the Young Americans. Mm-hmm. And every day we add things. And Jack Valenti is getting a lot of stars from our scene, you know.
I'd love to try and make it. How much time could I do?
Well, you can have 30 seconds.
I do that on hisses alone.
I know, you bow for 30. No, Jerry, you come, Jerry. You know you can go. You can take over for a while, like you did on our original cerebral palsy telethon.
You know that.
Whoa.
You know how many people have talked to me about the Olympic telethon? Will you ever forget that when I ran out and Bing went, You know, that was cerebral palsy. That we had 2 networks. That's the one I was talking about, yeah. When Crosby looked at me and said, "Don't come near me," ran off the stage. You thought I was going to do a no.
Yes, you did.
I would never do that.
And he was probably right.
No, me? Bob, look at my eyes.
I know.
Would I ever?
Yeah. That's what makes me know for sure.
I think
this is the greatest thing, though. You know, let me tell you something about this affair down there. We're going to have, and this probably gets you there because we're going to have 300,000 or 400,000 people, and I was standing on the stage where we're going to work. And it's looking right up at the Washington Monument. And they usually have 250,000 just for the fireworks alone. But with this show we have, they're just going to be standing all over the place. And it's going to give this country the lift that they're looking for. It's going to be satellite. They're going to have a satellite program to Europe on this thing, you know. And it's going to be on this show, Shirley. You know that, don't you? You know that I'm eligible for Medicare, but you also know that it's going to be on this time, our show, on Saturday night and Sunday night.
But it's going to be satellited to Europe?
Yep.
Because I got an aunt in Warsaw. I think I'll come and do it.
Well, right, and we'll have an interpreter standing by.
I know you have to go, Robert, and we'd love to keep you here. But I think it's marvelous. Anytime this man has something that relates to doing something for other people, he front runs it. He's like the Barker, and he's like the 24 sheet. He comes in person.
Awful lot of people connected with this thing, a lot of great people. And the honorary chairman are Lyndon Johnson and Truman, Harry Truman, the great Harry, and Mamie Eisenhower. Isn't that beautiful?
That's nice. Mr. Bob Hope, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of energy, boy, and I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I have to say...
He's the master.
No, I wasn't going to say that, Ed.
Well, once in a while...
I wasn't going to say that.
Oh.
I was going to say that this man does an awful lot of stuff also. No, it's really marvelous, in all sincerity, that a man that's going to do a show like the one he's professing is important, etc., and without question it is. And he comes and he sells it himself. And I think that if we had more of that in our business today, if performers cared enough to go out and barnstorm and kick their product in the backside and have it get going. It would make for much, much better. You wouldn't have to use the Myra Breckinridge syndrome, as it were. You could just make regular good stuff and go out and sell it.
That's, in a sense, what I meant by saying he was the master. Now, he is great. Fabulous.